The following is a World-Class Bullshitters exclusive.
There's a culture war going on right now. It goes beyond left and right. It's deeper and scarier than that. Today we're going to talk about that culture war from a certain point of view, the point of view of pop culture. Lightyear is out and it's going nowhere. The talk around the movie is nothing. If you think I'm being dramatic, see for yourself. I told you. Unless there's some zero-hour rescue by a koala fish mutant bird, Lightyear isn't making its money back. Lightyear is failing hard for a number of reasons, and we went over 3 of them in our last video, but I got 2 more, and one comes from our old pal Scott Mendelson, so you know it's going to be good. But we're going to wait a while to talk about him. He can wait. I'm not going to recap the 3 reasons why Lightyear failed from last week's video. You can check the video out after this one. We're fresh off week 2 of Lightyear, and it's so stellar, no one is even aware. Let's see how many more $billion it brought in this weekend. Over on the numbers, we see that Lightyear dropped a whopping 64%, bringing in $18 million. That put Lightyear in 5th place. Elvis, Top Gun 2, Jurassic World Dominion, and The Black Phone all outgrossed Lightyear. Disney movies don't usually do this poorly, especially when they're geared at families. But what families are Disney trying to cater to with Lightyear? 2022 has been an interesting year for Disney, and Lightyear is just another mile marker on this journey into ignominy for the Disney brand. As the cultural schism in this country deepens, the audience is taking a stance, or apathy is taking it for them. I do believe Disney's agenda turns audiences off to their content, but there's something a little deeper with Lightyear. It's more than a gay kiss, it's about being out of touch with not only your audience, but reality itself. Disney's desire to be on the cutting edge of progress is nothing new. The Walt Disney Company is responsible for countless advancements in animation. Their films helped change the way animated films were made and marketed. In the mid-90s, Disney focused on progress again and introduced the world to Toy Story, the first fully CGI film that was not only great, but groundbreaking. Today, progress in film means representation or some other boring HR textbook definition. Do you enjoy that? Probably not. I know I don't. When I see a movie promote this sort of thing, I never get mad. I just go, oh, this movie's probably desperate. I'll pass. When I pass, it's not because of my deep-seated bigotry and homophobia. I pass because desperate movies tend to suck. I'm not going to support a bad film because of its ideals. I won't support any movie on ideals alone. Film is a visual medium, and these things have to look appealing. You can't guilt an audience into theaters, and Lightyear proves that. Lightyear flop is a sign that audiences are weary of Hollywood wokeness. Uh-oh. They said wokeness. Time to call the Wokebusters. Folks, Wokebusters is my newest graphic novel. It makes fun of all this garbage entertainment in the world we live in a nice Ghostbusters-style package. It's a parody of 2022, it's everything. It's a parody of the way we live today. Because the way we live today is a damn joke, so why not laugh at it? Folks, go over to WokebustersComic.com right now. Go get yourselves a copy, get a shirt, get some slime, get some trading cards. You can get all sorts of fun stuff from the Wokebusters. Be on the lookout for more updates and more information, only from me, the creator of Wokebusters. Hollywood was founded by and for a generation, run by, pure showmen who were fanatically devoted to giving the audiences what it wanted. Today's Hollywood message is, let us entertain you. But first, a brief lecture on what's wrong with you, the audience. Artists and entertainment corporations have always been desperate to be taken seriously, hence their need to manufacture respectability via awards given out by highfalutin, august-sounding institutions such as the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Sciences? You guys are creating pretty pictures, not curing cancer? Well, calm down, writer. Calm down. The Oscars originally went to box office giants, glossy romantic dramas and swaggering historical epics. Then the movie industry divided into award pictures and audience pictures. In the past few years, even the audience pictures have started to fill up with reminders about racism, feminism, immigration, etc. These are important matters, but people go to the movies primarily to escape. Alright, writer, now I'm back on board. One reason Top Gun Maverick is such a huge success, the biggest movie of Tom Cruise's career and probably the biggest movie of the year, is simply that it ignores all quarrelsome real-world issues. Top Gun Maverick seeks merely to entertain, not to persuade you that the people who made it are virtuous. Meanwhile, Disney's much-touted Lightyear came out, and it did surprisingly poorly after a lot of week-of-release talk about a lesbian relationship in the film. The same-sex marriage is a small part of the story that no one should be bothered by the existence of gay people, even in a kids' movie, but the shocking underperformance must have Disney wondering whether people stayed away because they thought, even if mistakenly, that Lightyear was a message movie. Disney's decision to spend a couple of minutes of screen time reminding us that it's a gay-friendly company may have well cost it millions of dollars in ticket sales for what it was supposed to be in its annual Pixar mega blockbuster. Disney has come to consider the idea that there might be many Pixar fans who have no problem with gay marriage who nevertheless would prefer that the matter be left out of kids' movies. Disney also chose a side in the Florida dispute about teaching sexual orientation to little kids, and it may have damaged one of the world's most valuable brands. I don't know Disney's stance on gun control, but they shot themselves in the foot, and that wound will not stop bleeding. I can't stop laughing at all of this, honestly. Maybe it's schadenfreude, but I love watching a giant fall. Virtues become weaponized. Hollywood likes to talk down to you and rob you blind, but people are fighting back. What people are actually doing is seeing movies that look more interesting. Disney has spent the last few years being the socially conscious, kid-friendly movie machine, but those types of movies aren't in vogue anymore. Were they ever? No, but we're seeing that Disney has real competition, and the valuable IPs aren't that valuable. Let's call Lightyear what it really is. Lazy. It's Disney trying to cash in easily. The audience said no. Why they said no definitely includes all the political agenda. If Disney's agenda didn't rub anyone the wrong way, there'd be no discussion to the contrary. But films that are marketed like this fail. Can you think of a time when the agenda brought in the big bucks? Star Wars? They altered that movie for other markets. Disney's afraid to put out movies with these ideals in China and other parts of the world. If Disney believed this, they wouldn't shrink down the black people or remove the lesbian kiss. Wait a second, what's Disney's obsession with putting a lesbian kiss in a film and expecting praise? Off the top of my head, The Rise of Skywalker, Onward, and Lightyear all like to pat themselves on the back for their progress. You don't remember the lady with the big nose that kissed the pilot in The Rise of Skywalker? If you lived abroad, you may not have seen it in your cut of the film. Onward, the same. The funny thing is, these are blink and you miss them moments. Most of the audience wouldn't have noticed the moment. What's fucking up Disney is the part where they all wait around to be patted on the back and congratulated. That's not coming. Seeing a lesbian kiss in an animated film is like seeing one in the real world. People kiss. Big deal. Why should I drop $20 on that? You can see that on the streets for free. Virtue doesn't equal box office, and Disney is learning that the hard way. Big entertainment company falls down in poop. Classic elements of just desserts. Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready! Those were nowhere near properly digested.
One can't discredit the negative side effects of movies marketed on agenda. The adage, get woke, go broke, may actually have more validity to it than people want to give it credit. Lightyear cost $200 million to make and market. The woke marketing brought an additional... how much? Let's see. Multiply that, divide by 1, carry this, multiply by 0, and we get nothing. Nobody wins here. There's a reason why I'm sharing the numbers, but just hold on a second. For those new to the channel, I have a favorite writer. No, it's not Ray Bradbury or Stan Lee. It's someone else. Someone who represents a vision of masculinity. Scott Mendelson. Scott Mendelson is an entertainment writer for Forbes. In my opinion, he's the entertainment writer. The guy is great. He wrote my favorite piece. Is Solo a Star Wars story flops? Are movies about white men box office poison? A few years ago, and since then, Scott's work has always been on my radar. Check out all our previous videos featuring the Mend. Now, normally, I love to share all of Scott's words, since they're the literary equivalent of gold, but today, I'm going to cut right to the point. Hopes of a weekend whereby the top 5 films all earned $20 million for the first time since July of 2016 were dashed due to comparatively miserable legs of Walt Disney's Lightyear. The well-reviewed but comparatively indifferently received sci-fi actioner fell 74% on Friday. That's the biggest second Friday drop ever for a Pixar movie, behind the 78% drop of The Good Dinosaur. Remember Onward, which debuted right before the pandemic? It dropped just 73% on its second Friday. The $200 million Toy Story spinoff will earn just $18 million, down 64% this weekend. Once again, Pixar now has its own Solo a Star Wars story, coupled with the knowledge that the casual curious can catch it on Disney Plus in early August. I wonder if that's really biting them in the ass. Lightyear isn't bombing because of right-wing hand-wringing over a same-sex kiss between 2 married grandmothers, nor because Patricia Heaton took to Twitter to accuse Disney of cutting off Buzz Lightyear's penis. I don't know what to do about journalists reporting on folks like this ginning up social media controversies for sport and spite, but it's now become like clockwork reaction for every pop culture refurbishment. These people do not deserve a seat at the debate table. Lightyear is a bum because nobody wanted to see a not Toy Story Buzz Lightyear prequel origin any more than they wanted to see a young Han Solo prequel origin. Yeah, I agree, Scott. I think that's it. I'm just going to move right past the historic moment. Even upon further inspection, I gotta say Lightyear flopping is because it's a confusing premise that no one wanted. The politics and the marketing isn't helping these films. They're kids' movies. Why is this the battleground for ideologies? This is on Disney. They put that into the movies and the marketing. The audience just responds. If they don't like it, they don't have to watch it. And they're not. No one's seeing this movie. Not the people who are for this, not the people who are against this, not the people who like Buzz Lightyear, not the people who like Toy Story. Disney has made a blockbuster with no audience. They put out weaponized political talking points to get people to talk about the movie, but it's not working because no one wanted to see it. Disney is trying to play both sides and losing miserably. What do you think, Herded folks? I want to know what you think. Taking into account what these writers said, I stand by my point from last week. Lightyear is a confusing mess that can't even get a diehard Buzz Lightyear fan to go see it. Where's Tim Allen? Digital or not, you cannot replace an iconic character and expect no ramifications. So you don't like Tim Allen's politics? Who gives a shit? A lot of people do. Unless he's dead or in legal trouble, I can't see a reason why you wouldn't cast the voice of Buzz Lightyear to play Buzz Lightyear. Agendas and wokeness hurt films. File this one under nothing can save a boring, uninspired film from failure. Not a brand name, not flashy visuals, not even a sprinkling of the right politics.